So the GT runs great now. I'm very happy with the new engine, and it's time to clean it up. This is something that I want to do. I did clean it up right when I bought it, but it's been sitting a lot as I've been putting the new engine in, and it's, got rained on and things. So I'm going to clean up the car, and today I'm really going to show you how nice this car is on the inside. We're going to clean it out, and something I like to do is show what comes with the car. There's always surprises when you buy a new car, what you find inside, and I'll mention something about one of my Bullet Mustangs I found here soon, but I wanted to wash the car and then clean it up. So this is the interior of the car. You can see the seats are in great shape, the dash is in great shape. It even has these really cool pedal covers that say 4.6 liter on them. I thought those were pretty cool, might as well keep those. Um, and we'll just go through and clean this thing up. It's a little dusty, a little dirty. It has a broken vent over there and has some things, but this is how I got it. It's just kind of filthy, but the seats are in good shape. Um, I'm really happy with how nice they are. I expected these seats to be totally destroyed and thrashed when I bought this car, but it turned out to be pretty good. So we'll go through here and show you what's involved in cleaning it up. This car had a lot of stuff inside it, and so I'm going to show you everything that was in this car. It had this wood drawer inside that had a whole bunch of stuff inside it. It was like being used as kind of a storage place. It had a complete center console out of a Chevy, like the 99 to '05 body style trucks, and a whole bunch of other stuff in there. But we're going to start by um, taking out everything in the car, floor mats, all the garbage that was in there. And I'm not going to be too hard on the previous owner because my cars can get pretty dirty after just a short time, so I know what it's like. But anyway, I wanted to clean out these seat backs, and I reached in there, and you never know what you're going to find. Lots of gross stuff in there. Deep down I was finding sunflower seed kernels. People had put them in there. It's kind of gross. And by the way, this car's been sitting for a couple years, so I doubt there's any germs on any of this stuff, but still wash my hands after. So decided to pull out the seats in the car. I always like doing this because there's so much stuff underneath these seats, and I just don't like driving around knowing that this junk is all underneath there. It's like driving around in a garbage can. And we'll take the front seats out too, but I wanted to finish cleaning everything out of the trunk here. It had a complete K&N cold air intake for a Chevy, so I think the guy had another Chevy truck too, but that was on there. A mirror for a Chevy truck, so it's kind of like a storage container is what he was using this thing for too. So you can see all this stuff was inside this car, and we're going to go over all this stuff too in detail so you can see exactly what it was. But the next thing I wanted to do was take out the front seats of the car. And to do that, you have to move them forward and back a little bit to access the front and the back bolts, and make sure to unplug the electric seat harness on the driver's seat. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just move it forward to get to the front bolts, and then you move the seat backwards to get to the other ones, and then unplug it. So this is pulling out the driver's seat, and I like to hold it close towards me like this and turn it so that I don't whack the door panel and scratch it with the seat bracket. That happens. It's really easy to do. So look at all this junk underneath here already. There's a dime. There's always so much stuff under here. I always like to reach underneath the carpet and find out what it is. So getting the seats out is the first step to doing that, and I actually found about half of the money that I got out of this car underneath the seats and underneath the carpet of the front seats. It's really interesting how it can work its way under there. But anyway, you can see here Like I said, it's so weird that coins and stuff can get underneath there. There's even some cigarettes under there. The car doesn't smell like smoke at all, so I was actually kind of surprised about that. But anyway, cleaned all that out and got all the change out from under there. So on the driver's side, you can see they spill things by the center console, and that runs down. Usually drinks, soda pop, and things get spilled there. And all right, here's all the junk. So you got floor mats and stuff. You got all the change that I found in the car, and then you got, you know, all sorts of stuff: breath mints, a light bulb, cigarette lighter, pens, markers, hair ties, playing card, crescent wrench, toilet paper. That stuff's valuable these days, right? You got this stand, smart stand, brake fluid. You got a bunch of hoodie ties, all the GM parts that were in the back, even some filters, and even a whole quart of unopened oil, and an Optima battery case lid. Got gloves, sandals, a beanie hat, several pairs of sunglasses, um, both male and female sunglasses. You got a charger, and this document that showed that he got pulled over for no insurance, a calendar, um, a speaker, alternator, it's all sorts of stuff. And this weird light bulb, I was like, I didn't even want to touch that thing. It looks so gross. I don't even know what the crap that thing was. So now it's time to vacuum out the car and get all this junk out from underneath everywhere, and scrub all the, the crusted up spilled drinks and stuff that were in the carpet. Now this wasn't really even as bad as you would think. I mean, a lot of cars are like this, and I'm always curious, how many cars go to the junkyard and get crushed that have a few dollars of change in them each? You know, the millions of cars, that's millions of dollars that's going down the drain. But anyway, the center console was actually loose, and I found this screw. Luckily, it's a bolt screw, and luckily I didn't vacuum it up. I saved it, and I knew exactly what that was for. See how the center console's loose here? There are two screws that hold that down in there, and I tried to put one in, but I couldn't even start it because the holes were gunked up. So I took out the inner liner, and I even found another dime in there. This all adds up. And then I was able to screw that thing down, or bolt it down, I guess I should say, and got it nice and sturdy. There's only one bolt in there, but I'll have to get another one somewhere. So next, cleaning up all this junk off the side of the center console and in the carpet. People spill their drinks when they're driving, and it goes right down there, and it goes on the side of the seat too. So that was something I wanted to make sure to do, is clean up all the junk on the side of the seats too. I just don't like driving around feeling like, you know, I'm driving in somebody's mess. So cleaning this all up, it looked really good. Then cleaning up the dashboard, I like to use distilled water. These dashboards are actually painted, and you could damage the paint by using the wrong chemicals on them. As far as the windshield goes, I usually use distilled water, but when the car sits so long in the sun, all the oils from the dash go up and stick to the glass, and so I had to use a glass cleaner to get those all off. And then going through and wiping down the seats, because, you know, if somebody was dirty and they were driving this car, then I want them to be clean now. So here's a good look at the seats. I can say I was very impressed with the interior on this car. It looks very nice for 130,000 miles. So I took the coins to the bank, and I decided to see how much was in there. And after I dumped this out, I brought my kids with me, and I had a bunch of change from the other cars and stuff I've cleaned out, and so we got a bunch of money for them to all divide up and enjoy. And so in this car, I did this one separate than the other ones. This is how much was in this car. And I'll tell you the funny thing about one of the bullets I found. So this had almost $4 in it. One of the bullet Mustangs I found, the guy was a waiter, and he would sit down in his car after each shift, and he had tons of change in his pocket from tips, and they would fall down in the seats. I found $27 in that bullet Mustang. It was a black one from Las Vegas. So anyway, cleaning out the trunk and the liner, and now this is the finished product of the cleaned car. It smells really good in here. I used the Simple Green cleaner on the carpets and stuff, and it just looks really good. I'm very happy with this. This is a very nice interior car. I love black interior. And it even has an aftermarket stereo and stuff in it, which I prefer the stock one. and I might need to do a little work with that. I'm not sure if the tweeters are working right, but the stereo does work and everything. There was even some speaker wire underneath the back seats that didn't go to anything, so we'll figure that all out soon. And there's more to come. There are some things about the car that I need to fix, but this is all the junk that was in there, and now the car is clean, and I'm excited to drive it around. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more of the updates on this car.